Hello and welcome to the first official episode of the Fools on a Hill podcast. I am Cal and I'm joined by Yanni.
Yo.
And Liam.
Hello.
Liam's shaking his head because I will never introduce him first. I will never do it. I will never do it.
No, you have though, and I'm just. And
I
you
know,
know,
but
in
you-
order of everything else, we always do you, me, Yanni. It's alphabetical. It's the faces. It's all the rest of it.
I
It's
know,
alphabetical in
but
every way.
You react like this, which is why I don't do it.
Blissful.
You prefer this?
Yeah, if you didn't react,
I think
wouldn't
that's
find it
rude.
funny, would I?
No, I think that's rude, Colin.
And that's why it's funny.
And that's all I'll say on the matter.
Okay, bro. Yeah, this is the first official episode. We have just recorded an episode 0, which will also be available for you to listen to, which will give you a bit more of an insight into us as people and the structure of the podcast going forward.
Yes.
And for our sanity, we're not going to repeat it again. So if you would like to listen to that episode, please feel free. Otherwise, you'll be very confused for the next hour.
I'm sure you'll get it.
It's a
very
pretty
simple.
linear structure.
There are nice jingles to keep you updated. Made by Yanni and myself.
Yeah, just before we start,
musicians.
I've not asked if you two are okay. How are you doing? You both all right?
Liam?
Yeah, my name's Liam. Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay.
Liam is okay, yeah. Liam's fine.
Getting a
He's doing great.
Second wind of excitement.
He's got wind.
I've got wind. I had a big chippy tea and yeah. Sitting heavy. Yanni, how are we?
I'm great. I'm here, ready for it. I'm ready to go into the first segment.
Which is?
What's the story? First up, we've had McCartney 3, his third album entitled McCartney Self-Lee, has been delayed 1 week to December 18th due to production issues. Do we know what those issues are? Anyone?
No.
Little thing called COVID-19, I imagine, has something to say about
Oh, it speaks now.
that. I mean, it might as well just does everything else, doesn't it? Yeah, I mean, it's a delay. It's expected, I guess. Lots of things have been delayed. Not much more to say on that, I guess. But this is something we're all somewhat looking forward to, I guess.
Yeah.
Listening to. So it's only a week. A week's not bad.
No.
We can live with a
live.
week. Separate news to this, but on another delay. It's not actually on the list. This is why I'm just jumping in here. The band Viagra Boys' Shrimp Sessions LP, which was planned for December release, has been pushed back to January as well, which I'm quite upset about. It's a recording of the Shrimp Sessions that are
Easy
available
keys,
online.
One more time. Shout out
Shrimp
again.
Sessions. They're available online and really good, and a really good band. But yeah, that's a month delay. So
Oh my god. Liam, are you
Yeah.
okay?
it's yeah, I'll get by.
Any more news to tell us, Cal?
Yeah, Slow Tie has announced that his second album, titled Tyrone, I presume.
Oh,
Tyrone?
I would have said Tyrone, not Tyrone.
I thought his name was Tyrone. Oh, man.
Tyrone.
What's name? Slow
Tyrone, Tyron.
Could be Tyron.
If he pronounces that Tyrone,
It's not.
I mean-
Tyron, I'd say.
Tyrone.
Yeah, based on, I know I said Tyrone, but I can imagine it is Tyron.
Idiot.
Yeah, that's going to be released on February the 5th of 2021.
Big fans of
Excited?
Slow Tie.
Not
Oh well,
really.
I like the first album.
I don't really like it.
I'm not really fussed, to be honest with you. Especially after he made a tit of himself at the Enemy Awards.
Yeah, not great that, was it?
Really not good.
No.
Really tainted my view of him. I didn't really like his music anyway, to be honest.
Normally Liam likes
Lot
the
of hype.
taint, but
No, I love Taint.
yeah. The second is not the
Third.
second. It's the third. Is actually no. How you tell us about this one because you love this band. You love them.
I love them. Yeah, there's a double LP reissue of Ride's second album, Going Blank Again.
What is
A
it?
reissue in
You'll remember it
Going
eventually.
Blank, Going Blank Again.
You're
You
going
really
blank
can't
on Carl. No,
remember it?
it's just written down, mate.
There was a 2012 reissue, which I hear was very poorly done.
That's good.
Yeah, there was a lot of unhappy customers. But yeah, there's another one. I've only seen it on. Well,
When are there too many reissues, guys? When's the limit on reissuing?
well, what I will say is Going Blank Again is very expensive, so I'm happy as a
Welcomed.
reissue, so I didn't have to buy the original.
Yeah. Hey,
But this reissue's £30, which I was like,
is
heavy.
it for? Oh,
Double LP though, isn't it?
I was going to just ask, but obviously this sounds. It's not a good question.
Thanks for speaking, Liam.
Do you want to ask it anyway?
I was
'Cause
going to
we have
say,
no-
but I've realised the time frame does not fit whatsoever. Is it for Black Friday Record Store Day? But
Yes, I was reading that.
Oh, it is.
When you were, well, yeah.
Oh.
There's not really anything that really grabs me.
No, I was
the
asking,
new
is this
releases.
Ride reissue?
Oh, right. Sorry.
But I
No.
guess it's just been announced. It's clearly not. So I'll try to assume.
Right
But
on.
obviously, things are quite.
No.
They're always unnecessarily expensive on Record Store Day, which
Mm.
is a bummer. But talking about.
Oh, sorry. What were you gonna say then?
I was going to say unhappy customers from Callum
Okay,
about
yeah.
unhappy customers earlier. No. So, Scottish Scottish band Arab Strap have announced their new album, brand new album, As Days Get Dark. Very fitting because it's pitch black all the time nowadays. Due out March 15th, which is a Friday. 5th. It's their first album in 15 years. Now, I've never listened to Arab Strap. I have heard of them. But I'm, from what they've recently put out, which we'll talk about later, I'm quite interested in this. And there's a song on it called Kababylon. Which so I'm excited about. But there's a single out called Compersion Part 1, which we will, if there's no more news, touch on in our next segment, Hot Off the Press. Callum, what have you listened to this week?
Hello.
Tell me what you've listened to this week, Callum.
This week, Liam, I have listened to Nick Cave's Idiot Prayer live at Alexandra Palace.
Tell us about it.
Originally, it was a live stream.
But that was fun.
Sorry?
I said I bet that was fun.
All right, steady on. Due to
Was it
I
a
don't
bit
know
of
if
a dead
anyone's heard-
stream?
Due to what, mate?
I don't know if anyone's heard about COVID-19.
It's
But,
It
apparently
speaks now.
It's
You
delaying.
take it again.
Yeah.
It's delaying Paul McCartney's album. It's a bit very inconvenient. What a
But
bummer.
yeah, a lot of gigs have obviously been cancelled throughout the year. So a lot of people are charging extraordinarily over the odds to watch a live
Extortionate
stream.
amounts, would you say?
They've got to make
Yeah,
money.
I would say extortionate. Yeah, but when 15 quid to watch
Yeah.
a live stream.
I almost.
Are we
Sorry
sure?
to jump in. I almost watched the James Acaster doing one, but that was only because I went to see him live and it got massively derailed, and I didn't really get to see any of the jokes. But I almost bought it. I saw Parquet Court did one, and they had an exclusive T-shirt for it, which was very, very nice. But I didn't get it. Anyway, sorry.
But yeah, originally this was just going to be a live stream, but then it got announced that it was going to be released as an album, and I think it's also on DVD. But
Well, why not make as much money from your fans as possible, eh?
yeah,
On
I mean, yeah.
DVD.
I'm pretty sure it might be like
I mean,
you just get the
is it
get the film on.
It's almost
Amazon,
as
I
long
don't
as Avengers Endgame, isn't it?
know. It is really quite long.
how long is it?
An hour and 51 minutes, I think.
Yeah, leave it with me.
I don't know if that's true, but yeah, it's a It serves as the final in a trilogy of films. The first being 20,000 Days on Earth, which was released in 2014. Second being One More Time with Feeling, released in 2016. And Cave describes it as a luminous and heartfelt climax, which
That's what I describe it as well.
Yeah.
it was quite. It
Oh, we're
is
talking about
extremely-
the music, right? Okay.
I mean, especially lately due to his son dying, which obviously is a travesty.
It's not the best thing
A
that's
lot of-
happened, is it?
Not really, no. A lot of the music that has been released since, I'd say, Skeleton Tree, which I think was the album. I don't really know why Liam's laughing. This is really inappropriate timing.
It's just Yanni. Yanni said that. Sorry, it was nothing to do with Nick Cave and the situation.
Yeah, since Skeleton Tree, a lot of the songs that Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds have released have been quite slow, quite somber, which carries on in this live performance. It was just Nick Cave and a piano, just by himself. And I think musically, it is a really nice piece of work. Nick Cave's voice really shines through. It sounds like it could be a studio recording, which is a big compliment. I know it was originally a live stream, but I found it extremely long, and I think because of the fact that it was just a piano and very stripped back versions of songs, it was quite hard to listen to the whole thing, and that's me saying that as quite a big Nick Cave fan.
I was going to say, is it, what's that American one that they all do? He did Jubilee Street on it. What do you call it?
Oh, Austin City Limits.
That's the fucking one, yeah. In comparison to like watching, I presume you've watched the rest of that gig, haven't you? But
yeah.
like energy wise, I know it's going to be like not as much, but what would you say, like, what's it like in comparison to that? Do you get more of the song? Like, does it?
I think with a certain set of them, like songs like Waiting for You and Into My Arms, they're predominantly piano based songs anyway, so this version of them is, like, without sounding cringe, they are beautiful songs, and they are beautiful versions of the song. But personally, songs like The Mercy Seat and Jubilee Street, I prefer the heavy side of it, as you said in the Austin City Limits show. So it's personal preference, isn't it? Like, what I want from Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds is their heavy side. I love that side of them, but I don't think. Oh, he's not going to do that forever, is he? I'm not going to mark this album down because of my personal preference. Like, I do really like the whole album.
But that's what you must
That's
do, I'm
literally
afraid.
what- yeah,
So
it is.
Yeah, but
out of
no,
five,
I mean, yeah, it's not bad musically, but it's just not really my favoured side of his discography.
give us
So
your
we have to score out
full
of 5.
opinion.
I'm gonna say a 4.
4
So we have
fools.
a 4. That's a very solid score.
Yeah, because I mean, I did really enjoy the album. I put it on last night when I was in bed, and it was nice. I love his voice, so it's not a case of me needing the rest of the instruments. It's just a personal preference. So
Can I just check? I'm fully aware this is a very stupid question. It is just him and the piano, isn't it, the whole way through?
it is, yeah. The album is literally called Nick Cave Alone at Alexandra Palace.
But I did briefly listen to some of this album. The first song has strings in or something, right?
I don't know.
I think maybe that's pulled from
knowledge is
somewhere
escaping.
else, but it also doesn't sound like Nick Cave. But I might be completely wrong there, or maybe I've remembered that wrong. But I'm fairly sure there's some keys, some strings or something, or it's just piano but very very quiet. That could be it.
I'm not sure, mate.
But
But yeah, I think four fools, because if we were going to compare it to, say, Austin City Limits, if that was released as an album, that would be a 5 in my opinion.
in terms of length,
Oh, in terms of length, it's a 1.
so
too
it's a
long.
1. So compared to a film
In
such
terms
as
of curve.
Borat, which is exactly the same length of time, I'd like to give an in-depth
Comparison. Side by
Comparison.
side.
of Borat and Nick Cave, Idiot Prayer Live, and wherever he was. We'll save that for another episode, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
That one you can
So
think
say, I
about.
didn't
That
know
one.
if you wanted me to do anything.
I'll give
because
you
I didn't
give
know
you a
the
week
answers.
to think about that one.
Okay, thank you.
I from the time I spent with it, it's definitely, if you're a fan of Nick Cave, you'll enjoy this. Otherwise, I
that's
don't
the
really, unless you become a fan of Nick Cave, I don't see how or why you would enjoy this. If that makes sense. I mean, it's not bad. Don't get me wrong, it's not bad, but
Take your hand off the mic.
it's not on the mic. It's just on the stand. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what's
Sorry.
making the noise.
Stop doing all the dancing moves. What noise was making?
It's a hum. Because
Ooh.
you've got a bit of electricity in your boy.
I am very electric today. But yeah, sorry, I was interrupted by Yanni waving his arms. But yeah, I thought you were saying that you are the exception to that rule, which I'm guessing, Yanni, did you listen to it?
I did not listen to it, no.
Okay, so you're not.
I mean, Yanni and I are going to see Nick Cave in April,
Oh, are you?
and I'm hoping that this isn't the direction of the gig,
Yeah.
because there'll be a lot of vodka needed. But it is a Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds gig. It's not just Nick Cave, so hopefully.
Yeah. I can see how a Nick Cave fan would, obviously with some affinity for these songs already,
Yeah.
would appreciate this. But as someone
Yeah,
who doesn't
100%.
know his songs really at all, it wasn't the best setting to discover them, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. I can imagine that is quite true.
Mr. Liam Gottfried,
Yes, that's my name.
please tell us what you have been listening to this week.
So this week, I listened to The War on Drugs' new album, Live Drugs. It's a live album. I've listened to The War on Drugs previously, only really their latest album, I believe, A Deeper Understanding, and their first album, which is called The Wagon Wheel Blues. I've only listened to Wagon Wheel Blues once or twice, but I do quite like A Deeper Understanding. I've listened to that a few times. I've found...
So you used to have wagon wheels in their lunchbox all the time?
I always had Wagon Wheels in my lunchbox when they were
Okay,
a thing.
carry on.
It's
Yeah.
gone full circle.
And then I graduated... I think we're done. I think that'll... We've been here too long.
Oh, that was wonderful.
I then went on to like those little packs of just like five Jaffa cakes in like a little boat.
Oh, we're talking about your biscuits in your lunchbox still. Let's
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
about the live album.
Oh, sorry. Are we talking about music? Okay. Yeah, so I was a fan of The War on Drugs, some of their music previously, and like that style.
Callum's
Live
just a fan of drugs. We can't get him off him.
He
Honestly.
just loves drugs.
Constantly taking drugs. It's ridiculous.
This new...
Just in case my mum and dad listen to this, that is a joke. I'd just like to
It
say
is
that is a joke.
I'll back him up. It is a joke.
Yeah, it's a
It's
joke.
a joke
Cal.
how much
yeah.
he takes.
yeah, exactly.
Back to the album. So the War on Drugs new album, Live Drugs. So it's not a new album; it's a live album. I've fully lost any sense of what I'm talking about. Just give me a second.
Bear with
My
me,
mic
man.
is not in the right place. It's a live album.
Oh, fucking hell, is it?
No, right.
Wagon wheels.
Sorry, don't talk about wagon wheels. It was constructed of 10 tracks that have been, from the words of War on Drugs from their website, culled from over 40 hard drives of recorded live shows spread out across years of touring. And I believe from somewhere else I read that it's from the years of around 2014 to 2019, while they were touring their last two albums.
I did not realise that. I thought it was just a live kick they did. And
Well,
recorded
Yeah,
it.
so it's so. Oh, right. I thought that as well.
That's what part of what makes this album for me just brilliant, is that they've been placed together so well, so perfectly, that it really does sound seamless from like beginning to end. It really feels like what I imagine a drugs... I'm going to call them drugs from now on to say a drugs gig to be like. The sound of crowds between the tracks. It's like the customary
Call them-
introduction. Sorry?
Twad, couldn't you? Twad.
I'm not going to call them 12. I'm not going to call them 12. The customary, the mandatory introduction of the band members towards the end. It's all there. It seems like a show. It's very hard to believe that it wasn't just it wasn't just a show film from beginning to end. The sound production's exactly like perfect throughout. I mean, this is really a testament, and I think the main guy whose name I feel like I know, but I'm not 100% sure, so I'm not going to say it. He specifically said this was a testament to their long time sound, stage technician, whatever they're called. And I think it's very true, considering some of these songs are supposed to be over a span of 5 years. And, they've talked about different iterations of songs, early versions of live songs and stuff like that, and the way they've developed on them. I think there was one track, I can't remember off the top of my head which one it was, that in the normal recording it starts with drums, but in the live, one day they had an issue with the drums, so they started without it, and then they continued that for the rest of their touring. And that's there's a version of that in here and stuff like that, so it's quite cool in that sense. As I said, the sound quality is impeccable. There's nothing that sounds bad. It's probably the best. I know Callum, you just said something very similar about Nick Cave, but it's probably the best set of live recordings I've ever heard.
I think actually, sounding wise, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, it genuinely
quality wise,
it sounded like a studio session live, if you know what I mean, as opposed to live on stage. From the low end, the drums, the bass, there's a baritone sax in there. It sounds perfect. The vocals are studio-like throughout, and he sounds great as well. And there's beautiful layered guitar that all just comes through perfectly. It's very crystal clear. It feels
very well mixed.
Very well mixed. It starts off with a long, slow builder, An Ocean Between the Waves. It's the first track from their 2014 album, Lost in the Dream. The album is almost entirely made up of tracks from that 2014 album, and also their latest album, A Deeper Understanding, from 2017, of which I only really know that later one. That first song's followed by the song Pain, which is the first one from that second album that's on this album. This was my favourite Drug song going in, and it's definitely still my favourite coming out. It's just a great version. It's played brilliantly.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Something about the mix I think I prefer, but I couldn't quite put my finger on it. But the solo at the end sounds brilliant. The track, I think, benefits from being live in this sense as opposed to the studio version, with the sense of the tempo, essentially. Obviously, with a lot of live songs, you tend to start off and speed up through the song. That's just kind of a natural thing. Obviously, as you get better or whatever, you stop doing that. But this, whether it's purposeful or not, definitely starts slowly, and by the end and the last solo, it's noticeably faster. But that works really well with the way the song builds up. Sounds really good. Strangest Things, a lot of great guitar work there. Red Eyes is a song that I wasn't very familiar with beforehand.
This is the only one that I listened to. Well, the only one I've listened to before Red Eyes.
Oh, really?
And yeah, I've liked that song since I heard it.
Yeah.
So it's the only. I listened to a bit of Pain as well, because you said that you like that one. But yeah, that sounds amazing. Obviously, you've touched on that. But yeah, Red Eyes is the only one.
That was in my favourites of the ones as well. Red Eyes.
I wasn't familiar with it, but it definitely hooked me. I listened to the studio version as well, and I actually think the live version sounds better. For whatever reason, it just sounds better to me. I think it's this one there where the studio version's got the vocals have an effect on, something like that, and the live version doesn't have that, and I think it benefits from that. We do get one track from another studio album from Jugs, which was Buenos Aires Beach, which is from their debut album Wagon Wheel Blues, which is somewhat of a change, I think, from the rest of the live album. That first album was a little bit more rock and roll, maybe, I don't know. It's a bit more upbeat, I guess, but it was definitely a welcome change, kind of midway through. It works well. I wasn't bored at this point. I should point out, it's only 10 tracks. It was over an hour long.
1 hour 15 minutes.
1 hour 15. A lot of these songs are 7 minutes plus, some 10 plus. So this was a nice break in between. After that, it takes us into a cover of a song called Accidentally Like a Martyr. So this is the only other song that's not from those last two albums, by Warren. I've wrote his name wrong.
And peace.
From Warren, and I'm going to
Peace.
tell you the second name in a second. Zevon. Warren Zevon, who will be best known for his song, I know him from Werewolves of London. Have you know that track? A track that was sampled by Kid Rock in the song All Summer Long, along with Sweet Home Alabama. The keys are from Werewolves of London. It's a really good song. And I actually
probably know it.
I think I'm actually going to listen to Warren Zevon a bit more because I quite like that song and also this cover. But it's a great cover. It sounds great. It's a nice song and it actually fits really well with the rest of the Jugs set list. It's a really good sax solo in Eyes to the Wind. And it finishes very strongly with Under the Pressure into In Reverse, which are, interestingly, the first and the last songs from Lost in the Dream. And they mix together really nicely. So yeah, I think a great selection of their songs from what I know of them. It all works really well. There's one weird part where at the beginning of two of the songs, it sounds like the same crowd clip's been used. I'm sure I heard the same kind of cheer from one
Can't say I noticed.
to another. But that was just me. I was just flicking between two tracks. There's actually there's a song between them. I'm gonna say it was possibly the beginning of Strangest Thing and Thinking of a Place, or Pain and Red Eyes. I can't remember. It was around there in the album between those two. But if you listen to the first part, it sounds like the same. But whatever. Apart from that, it's been created and crafted brilliantly, considering it's from, as I say, over 40 hard drives of content. I think it's a great album overall, great collection of songs, great production, and a perfect reminder of what a gig should be and could be one day. Loved it.
Beautiful.
What would you rate it, son?
This is a tricky one, I think, for me, really.
Oh, I know I know what he wants to do.
He wants to say Liam Godfrey. No, he doesn't.
No,
That's
he
not
wants
it.
to give it. He wants to give it a 5.
I'm gonna do it.
Do it.
First
Wow.
episode. I'm starting strong.
high with the war on drugs.
Starting very strong on this one. There's nothing really that I have a problem with. Even the songs being longer, which we've had some issues with. It doesn't burn out for me at all. Helps that I like the songs, but I'll say I didn't know probably half of them. I'm gonna start very high, very strong. Maybe I'll regret this, but I'm gonna say a 5. 5 out of 5.
Wow.
5 fools.
Well, I did enjoy it. To be fair, I mean, as you said, it sounds phenomenal. It really does sound good. So fair play.
Cool.
Fair play,
I
Wolves.
think they've said that they're releasing a podcast along with this. Is that true?
They have, yeah. I think there's one episode out, and as far as I saw from the blurb, it's them talking about, I think, the first track on it.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I didn't get a chance to listen to that. I might wait until they're all out and maybe listen. They might do a thing on Spotify where they do track by track or something. Oh, I guess it's a podcast, so I don't know. Maybe I'll
All
give
these
that a go.
people starting podcasts, eh?
Hey.
Who'd have thought?
Hey.
Every man and their dog has a podcast now.
It's not very original, is it?
And his dog.
Jumping on that bandwagon.
That wagon wheel.
Yanni. Hi, Yanni.
Hello, Liam.
Hi, Yanni. It's lovely to see you.
Oh,
It's
it's
not
lovely
very-
to hear from you.
Please tell me what you've
Um,
listened to this week.
Well, I don't think you deserve it, but just for Cal, I've listened to KG, not Kyle Gass, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
It's not Carl Gas.
No, it's not.
Oh.
Of Pick of Destiny.
Fame.
Yeah, whatever. Fame. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. I presume KG stands for. I couldn't think of anything funny fast enough. I'm really sorry.
I was looking forward to that.
Yeah. Yeah, you were, weren't you? Yeah. So I listened to this, to be honest with you, after what you guys have been talking about. This one's going to be a downer. Sorry.
Wow.
I just thought it was a bit meh, to be honest.
Nah.
Talking about it, it's used a lot of microtonal melodies, which they've done before. This is like the second installment of a microtonal series, I believe, that they're doing.
Yeah.
It started with the banana one, microtonal banana, whatever it's called.
Microtonal.
Yeah,
guitar. Something like that.
started with that one.
I think this is, sorry to jump in, Yanni, this is like subtitled as this is subtitled Explorations into Microtonal Tuning Volume 2, sorry, which obviously follows from Flying Microtonal Banana.
There's an echo in this room, and it has a lot of.
I was saying it because the album's called KG Explorations into whatever.
Yeah, definitely. And it has a lot of Middle Eastern vibes just because of those microtonal tunings. I'll start off with the hood. So standout tracks I've had Automation and Honey, which is a little more acoustic based. Automation, I like the riff more than anything really on it. And Honey, I like the acoustic country folky side of it, surprisingly. And just, I'm going to say it, I don't know why Intrasport is on this album. It's the most ridiculous song choice to put on this album. It makes no sense in comparison to the rest of the album. It sounds like it should be like a late 80s, early 90s boy band instrumental, and then it's just got them doing like the psych rock vocals over it. It's just very, very bizarre. I did not like that at all. Because of the way that they are anyway as a band and the type of music they make, I just became a little bit bored after a while. I feel like there is only so much you can do with microtonal tunings that they've basically done and better on the first outing. So yeah, I think they should probably switch up and not do microtonal tunings again. I really hope this is the last volume of it, to be honest. Unless they do like a whole album of what was like Intrasport, which was more like dancey, like electronic kind of beats to the microtonal tunes, but that was very minimal in the background, the microtonal aspect of it. But yeah, I don't know, it was just meh. Like I say, like after you've heard the first half of it, you're pretty much done. It's like having a gimmick that you've just overplayed. It was just that. So for me, I'm giving it. I'm not gonna be hard. I want to give it 3 fools because it was all right, but I mean, if you like Kingers, I feel like you'll like this anyway. Is my thought on it. Like, if you like them, you'll enjoy it. But for me, I'm not the biggest fan of King Gizzard. I like a couple of the songs, but that's about as far as it goes with it. And I didn't hate it. It was just, like I say, meh. So middle ground, 3 fools for me. Anyone got any notes they'd like to add to that? Did anyone listen to it?
Yeah, I listened to it a couple of times. Yeah, I don't think I necessarily disliked it as much as maybe you did. I thought it was good. But yeah, it just is very repetitive, and you're right. They use a lot of the same kind of microtonal tropes, I guess.
Well,
over and over again. Some of the songs do sound exactly the same.
Without going too far ahead onto the next topic, the next segment, yeah, it was a bit samey in places, which doesn't help. They either should have mixed up the different subgenres throughout while having like the microtonal aspect, or they should have just not bothered, because it's just like you've not really done anything better, so there's not really a point to it. There's not a point to this album. End of.
And I think with a band like King Giz, where they're clearly not like afraid to try different genres. I mean, they released like 5 albums in 1 year that were all different. Yeah, you're right. I think they most of this album sounds the same, where it could have definitely used that microtonal stuff in different ways. Standout track for me was Straws in the Wind. I like Straws in the Wind. But yeah, apart from that, I think you're right in saying it's just too samey. It reminded me in part of the West African band Tinaroan, I quite like. Although I don't think they're necessarily microtonal, but it's that similar, I don't know what you'd call it, similar style. Middle Eastern, West African, I don't know if they're considered the same.
It
But
might be worth cutting in with this, but
Please.
they do like cool things for like releases and stuff. And for the single Automation, they released it on their website, which I think was like free, I believe. And they also had like the raw audio files, so
That's cool.
you should like make your own mix of the song and everything
Well,
like
that's
that.
cool.
And like obviously people like fans could have their own music video with it and stuff. So that's cool.
Yeah.
I just happened to look up the lyrics. Very
Don't
weird.
expect much.
Very weird. That Automation in particular, very weird. But yeah, it's alright.
Right. So, what else have we been listening to, gang?
Ganga.
Um.
Callum, you go with the first one. You put this one on.
Yeah. Children of the State have released a song called "Give Up the Ghost." Did you boys listen to it?
I
Yep.
do see Hander. Yeah.
I did. Yeah.
Did you like?
I thought it was a good song. It felt old.
Yeah.
It was old
Yeah, I
style, but I
think-
couldn't.
Well, they
pinpoint
give
what.
that vibe when I was like getting them up on the Apple Music. Like the artworks and
Plug.
stuff. It all they look like they're going for like a retro-y vibe, but like even just with artwork styles. So I'm not surprised that you got that
Yeah.
sense from it, Ian.
But yeah, I thought it was nice. Nice.
Yeah, I thought it was a good song. They've got another song called "Superposition," which if you two like this, you should check that one out. 'cause
What's
that's
your
my-
favourite superposition, Carl?
But that's my favourite of theirs so far. But yeah, good tune.
I'm trying to think of.
Excited to hear more from this band.
Listen to that one. Look at it.
Yeah, it's good. They recently had a sale on their merch, and I copped a couple of things, so I'm quite happy.
Look at the cop.
Nice T-shirt and an old vinyl for about £9 for the two of them. So
Oh, that's
happy days.
It's not
Very
bad.
reasonable,
It's
that.
not bad.
Yeah, not
It's
bad
not
at all.
Eh? Not bad that. Not bad that, is it?
Go on.
No, not bad at all. Next
not bad.
song is "Prisoner" by Miley Cyrus and Dua Lipa. Bit of a banger, isn't it,
It's a
boys?
tune.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I like it
I like Miley Cyrus's stuff.
a lot.
Really.
I didn't really care for it.
No one cares, Johnny. I wrote down great pop song, great hook, great singers, classic 80s instrumental. Can't wait for the album. Liam Godfrey review of the year.
Jesus.
Bam.
Yeah, I really liked it.
Um,
I heard it on the radio before I sat down to listen to it properly, and it came on, and I was like, oh, yeah.
I mean, they've completely ripped off the melody of "I Want to Get Physical," haven't they?
Oh, yeah.
They just have. But when you get
Yeah.
for the chorus anyway, when you get past that, I think it's just a great pop song.
I think it's
I
good.
mean, yeah, I'm a big fan.
I like Miley's last song. Old Miley. What was that called?
I couldn't tell you.
Midnight Sky, is it? Midnight Sky? Something like that.
Potentially.
That was really good. And she did the mashup with Stevie Nicks with Edge 17, which didn't work as well as I thought, but was pretty good. But yeah, I'm actually quite looking forward to the album. And I thought she
Yeah, I'm
worked
looking
well
forward to
with
the album.
Old Dua as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yanni's face doesn't look so convinced.
I'm re-listening to the song and I don't see it myself. It's just
Again, Yanni,
not exciting,
keep your
really.
opinions to yourself.
Yeah, just not for me.
Don't care.
Fair's fair.
All right, Liam. You
Next.
don't have to get so fucking defensive.
No, listen.
Jesus Christ. Do you know
As her
them
manager.
personally or something? What's going on?
No, I sorry. I like it.
Next release was Fault Lines by We Are Scientists. Personally, I've liked We Are Scientists for a number of years. So I was quite excited to see that they'd released a new tune.
Yeah.
What did you think of it?
I thought it was really good. I really liked it.
Yeah.
I also thought it was good.
If you listen to episode 0, now available, I did mention We Are Scientists briefly. That was one of the albums I bought on the infamous 3 for 10 HMV deal. So
So
I've only
infamous.
ever listened to that first album. I've really not paid any attention to anything since. And yeah, it was good. It seemed different to older stuff, but then I listened back to that first album, and it's not necessarily that different, but it felt different. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It reminded me of it's that style of like Portugal the Man or 21 Pilots or like Foster the People, I guess, which is I guess you'd call like alternative pop maybe, but more gnarly, I'd say. Gnarly.
Whoa,
With
dude.
more gnarl. But yeah, I like it, and I like those bands I mentioned as well. Kill me now, shoot me. I like 21 Pilots. I'll say it.
I'm not gonna do that, mate.
No, I'll say it.
Yeah.
I'm saying it. T.O.P. Represent. Someone else say something.
Yeah, next one. I didn't listen to this, to be honest. Oh, actually, no, I listened to the first 10 seconds and then was like, nah, I can't be asked for this. Was Slow Tie with his new single, NHS.
Yeah.
Liam,
like it.
did you get to listen to it? No,
I
okay.
didn't like it. I thought the instrumental was alright. I don't rate personally Slow Tie's style. I don't like his flow.
Oh.
I didn't like the lyrics. I didn't really. Just give me the instrumental. Really, but no, I didn't care for it much at all.
Give Liam the instrumental, he'll make his own rap over
Yeah,
it and it'll be
listen,
10 times better.
Pass it here.
You'll call
I'll
it
sort it
SHN.
I'll sort it out. Callum, what do you think, Callum? Callum?
Callum's currently in the NHS, by the we've lost him.
He's also being under the.
Under the needle.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
Hey.
Sorry, I'm back. There was a spider.
Hi, thanks,
Oh.
Callum, for killing that spider. Did you save the spider or?
No, dead.
Oh, okay, so everyone knows how much of a heartless prick you are. Because we got that
It was
down
on
on
my leg.
episode
It
1.
was on my leg, and it was on my leg, and it scared me. So.
So you. What do you
So,
think of
what
Slow
were we up
Tie?
to?
Slow
Slow
Tie.
Tie.
Slow Tie.
What do you think? Sound. The next
Yeah.
one.
We agreed. by the
I'm
way.
not mad on the chorus of it. It was a bit annoying. I personally prefer his heavier stuff. So I hope the album is more in the vein of Nothing Great About Britain, but I don't want a second one of that because it probably won't be as good.
Yeah,
So I
nothing
don't
great
really
about
know.
Slow Tie. Next one. Lounge Society with Burn the Heather. I don't know why I'm introducing it because I didn't listen to it. Who did?
great.
Who did?
I did.
Can't you
Okay.
tell
I
us-
loved it.
I actually kind
I
of
really liked
didn't
it.
make notes, but I liked it. Yeah.
I put that there was like an incessant beat that reminded me of. Honest to God, it was so fast and so regular.
Incessant.
It really was incessant. It reminded me.
That's just a
of
song,
the
mate.
It reminded me of the metronome on Cubase. Honest to
What's
God,
Cubase?
Yanni.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
it's some sort of
I'm gonna have
shite.
to listen to it now.
Honest to God, it was ridiculous.
Oh my! It is. It actually
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
That is horrendous.
Oh, wait,
That
yeah,
is-
yeah,
honestly,
they
it's
just left the
so-
metronome on.
It's so mono. It's so down the middle. It's just like
It's really not nice.
Yeah.
And as much as I loved the tune, like I really thought it was good, I don't know how many times I'm going to be able to listen to it for that single reason.
that. Genuinely
notice that.
sounds like a mistake.
I didn't notice that at all.
It's really not nice. It's genuinely just the beat of the song, like the BPM. It's
I
not
think
nice.
that's a genuine mistake.
Yeah. I didn't notice that, and I quite enjoyed the song. It's probably worth mentioning, as we probably will whenever. What's the
Thanks
What's
for
the
words, Liam. Thanks for
no?
speaking.
Let me say something. What's the 1975
Say it
label?
then.
What's the 1975 label?
Dirty hit.
Dirty Hit. Worth mentioning on this one, which we will also always mention with Dirty Hit records because they all sound the same. This band are not part of Dirty Hit, sorry, but they are part of Speedy Wonderground. Is it Speedy Wonderground? Which
know.
I feel like is a lot of new bands that are all of a somewhat similar style, and so maybe this will crop up a bit more. But bands like Black Country New Road and some of those. But yeah, I think quite a good label, really. They're accruing a number of good new bands. Like this band only have 2 songs on Spotify. And I think they are going to be a important label for coming years. Anyway,
Wow.
enough of that. Thank you.
That's serious.
Label talk. Next up, we have Stardog by the Rills. Have you got a chance to listen to this?
I did. I enjoyed the riff. I thought it was a good tune, but I've not really got much to say, I'm afraid.
That's fair. I enjoyed the song as well. I sadly didn't make notes again. Yeah, they're again a new
Great.
band. Very new band. I think. I don't know if they've got anything else out actually. I think they had one other tune out, or a couple. Oh, they've got a few. Sorry, I'm just chatting out my arse.
As per.
But yeah, I thought it was a good song. On to the next one. This is one we mentioned earlier on the What's the Story segment. Arab Strap's new album and the new single from the album, Compersion Part 1. Did we give it a listen?
I did. Did
Night
you, Yanni?
Voice. No.
I mean, I wasn't mad on the vocals. I'm not gonna lie. It was quite talky, and that's just not my vibe, really.
That's Liam's vibe. Down to the
Yeah,
It's
Liam keeps making me
core.
listen to this.
It's
talking
unavoidable.
nonsense.
It's literally all the rave nowadays.
The only band
Shrek
that has
sound.
like the only band that has talking vocals that I've enjoyed listening to lately is Do Nothing.
Yeah.
And that's not really talking.
They
It is kind
mix
of,
it up
but
a bit
at
as
least
well.
at least there's melody in there as well. But this song, I put the music was enjoyable, and I enjoyed the Scottish accent.
Very Scottish, very strong. He doesn't try to hide that, and I like that. I quite like this track. I also listened to the other one that was released from this a few months ago, I think, from this coming album called The Turning of Our Bones, which again I quite like, but I preferred Compersion Part 1. So it made me somewhat excited for the album, which from a band I've never listened to before. I guess it's a good thing. The next one, sadly we can't talk about because it's not from the.
Bye bye.
It's not from the week, but it should say. I'm just
No,
going to
but it was
mention it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a wonderful tune.
London, I Love You, But You're Bringing Me Down. I think a nod to LCD's sound system with New York, You Bring Me Down.
Yes.
Is that right? The Kermit the
Yeah.
Frog video. Oh, the one where he
Yeah.
mixes it with. Oh, that's so good. Anyway, yeah, that song, London, I Love You, But You Bring Me Down by Malady. I'm guessing it's pronounced.
Milady, I'd have gone for.
Malady. No, I think
That's what I'd have
I
gone
think
for.
malady is a feeling of like sadness or something. I
Well, I'm glad
probably
I didn't
made it up.
introduce the band.
But good song. That's not from this week. So stop thinking about it. But do go and listen to it 'cause it's really good.
Really good.
Really good. And lastly, this isn't a song, but Callum and Yanni, please take your mics from me.
Yanni, do you wanna? You've not said much lately.
I'm still here, everyone.
Way to
So
lose the energy.
Biffy Clyro released a video on YouTube of their live performance at Wembley, called Revolutions, the Revolutions tour, I presume. And that was filmed in 2011, and yeah, it was basically just a live gig that they put online, but they did it this week, so we thought we'd cover it because it has some amazing songs on it from the album that escapes my Revolutions.
Is it?
Yeah.
I was going to say, is it? So it's obviously called Revolution, so I assume it's that tour as well. 2011, is that about the time? That seems about the time when Only Revolutions came out.
2
Maybe
years
a
afterwards.
bit later. Yeah, I was going to say
Yeah.
2 years after. Is it? So I assume it's mostly just songs from that album.
There's
No,
a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of
From
songs.
There's a lot, yeah, but it's not just. There's a lot from Puzzle.
Puzzle as well.
I
Yeah.
think the first four. I can't remember what the first two albums' name. Infinity
I'm going
Land,
to find out for you right now.
Yeah, that
and
sounds
I think it might be Black and Sky.
right.
Black and Sky is from. Yeah, maybe.
But
Got a lot of extended
um,
versions on here that I can't.
but it was very good. I mean, they're a
They're
great example of a live
unbelievable.
band. So I
They are
mean,
unbelievable.
I don't know if some of it seemed like it was pre-recorded live vocals or something, because like there were times when it just, unless it may well be that good, but there were times when it looked like it shouldn't have sounded as good as it did from what he was doing when he was singing. I don't know. Maybe I'm a liar. But regardless of that, it was still amazing to watch. Did you have any like standout performance from that? Like any standout song, Cal, when you watched it?
Well, I've first of all, I thought it was nice to hear some like really good quality live versions of songs they don't play anymore.
Mm.
Especially with Biffy Clyro, I like to listen to their live stuff because I just find them amazing live.
Mm.
And a good example of that was "Born on a Horse." That's one of my favourite songs, anyway, by the band. And the live version is just unbelievable. They really should bring that back.
You look at them and you think they shouldn't make the noise they do. It's so heavy and loud
three
at
of them, isn't
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this? Did they tour with only 3 people? Is it just the 3?
No,
there's
like
there's,
backing
there's a
tracks.
guy on guitar.
Okay.
But like, still, the noise it makes for just 3 of them is mind-bogglingly good.
I've seen them.
Yeah.
I've seen them. I think I might have seen them 3 times, either twice or 3 times. I can't remember if I've seen them a third. And they're just, honest to God, they are so good live. Every live video and every time I've seen them, the consistency is just amazing. I can't give them enough plaudits for their live performance. Really.
So, if you like Biffy Clyro,
yeah,
even if you've only heard the odd song, I'd recommend you watch that because
it's a massive set as well.
it
There's
is.
like
There's
27 songs or something daft.
There's
I think
a
I'll,
lot to pick from.
I think I might get around to watching it because Only Revolutions is kind of the only album I know of Biffy Clyro. But I did like that album again on the 3 for 10 HMV deal. But yeah, and I remember.
And if you don't know what that joke is, go and watch.
Yeah,
go and listen to episode 0.
I mentioned it
Go on.
many times.
Go on.
Because HMV basically provided me with all my musical knowledge, and took all my money from me as a child, which is exploitation at its finest. Anyway, so but yeah, and I do have fond memories of watching like videos of Biffy Clyro at Glastonbury and stuff, and thinking they seemed like an amazing live band. So yeah, I might get around to that. But I think that's all we have for Hot Off the Press this week.
Yeah.
You think correct?
Which
I think
leads us.
it's definitely time for another segment, wouldn't you say, Liam?
I'd say it is, and I think it's time for our album spotlight.
So, album spotlight. The album this week was by the band The Cribs,
The Cribs.
entitled Night Network.
Night Network.
Yeah, there's an echo in this room. This is an album that they've released. I was going to give you how many albums they've done, but I don't know it. So it's just an album.
Yes.
It was recorded at
I think
Foo
it's a
Fighters.
6, I think.
Oh, 6 studio.
I think
It's
it's
recorded at the Foo Fighters studio. I don't know if it's if it's Foo Fighters or Dave Grohl's, but it's definitely done at one of their studios. They're invited to record the album there after touring with them, I believe it would have been. I'm making this up as I go along, but I'm just getting my knowledge from things
When
that I
did
know have happened.
John Lennon get involved?
Okay,
Sorry,
I
thought
don't
we
get the
just
reference,
just
but
fabricating
I
a story.
don't get what you
I was only
trying
kidding.
to
It
get
was
out
8
there.
studio albums by the take from, I think.
Right,
Rock
8
and
studio albums. Yeah, well, it's 10 now. It's the 10th studio album by The Cribs.
Wow.
Congratulations
I'm so busy.
on a decade of albums. What? And yeah, Liam, because I don't think you've got much to say.
No,
You can go first.
I have listened to it a good few times. I am quite a newcomer to The Cribs. Before this year, I'd heard maybe what's the one I'd heard.
We share the same skies.
I heard, We Share the Same Skies, without knowing it was a Cribs song or even what it was called, and I knew of Men's Needs, the song, and the Daily Struggle. Sorry, God, I'm so fucking funny sometimes. But this year I decided to listen to all of their albums, which I did listen to all their albums. Oh God, it's getting late. It's getting so late. I listened to all
you
their
can tell
albums.
we've been in this call for 3.5 hours.
I listened to all their albums. I enjoyed most of it. Stand Out in the Belly of a Brazen Bull, I think, was my favourite album. Listen through.
Go on, lad.
Ignore
Go
the
on.
Ignorant. I also like Men's Needs, Women's Needs, whatever. But yeah, I did nothing really. I was saying this before. Nothing really stuck with me from those 7 albums or whatever. I guess I listened to all at once. I don't feel like it was that many. Maybe they've added a few since then. But yeah, so that point this year when I listened to all those.
Well, they're on 12 now, mate.
So when I listened to the 17th album, but I didn't really retain much. I just kind of liked the sound. I thought there was some good songs throughout, but I didn't really pay much attention to what This album, when they released their single called "Running Into You," is that right?
Mm.
It's called.
Yeah, that's the
I
one.
listened to it thinking, "Oh, cool! I've just listened to the Cribs. Maybe this will be a good thing. It's a new Cribs song." Didn't enjoy it. It's just right. So I might as well just say about the whole
Go
album.
on.
It's the Cribs, undeniably. It's like the most. I think. It's. I feel like these two words potentially conflict, but I feel like both of them are right. But I might be completely wrong. Saccharine. Is that the right word? I'm just gonna Google what saccharine means. Which I think means it's kind of like all like the sweet. I don't know why I've just used that word if I don't know what it means. Yeah, excessively sweet or sentimental. I feel like that's a fair comment. And also watered down and just simple. And a lot of it sounds the same. And
You know what? You've
I
bloody
didn't-
hit nail on head.
yeah, I didn't love it. Like, none of it was offensive to me, and it all sounds like the Cribs from what I
Hang on. I know that
compared
the
to Nick
listeners haven't
Cave.
heard
He
any
offended
of
me
our-
so much.
When in a practice pod, I said that something hadn't offended me, and you two took the fucking piss out of me.
Yanni was just laughing at me. It's the same story. God, Callum, go for high horse. So yeah, it didn't offend me. It's the Cribs, but it's not the best. It's not their
That's
best
the
work.
review. That's the
It's
review
just
they
not their
gave.
best work. It's just like saccharine and watered down. However much they may conflict, they're my thoughts, and I don't really have much more to say.
Yeah. Cal?
Well, I quite enjoyed it, to be honest.
Full.
On a hill.
Whee. I do like the Cribs, but I've not really been a fan of a whole album before, I'd say.
Don't know why you're looking to us.
I don't know what you like, mate.
Well, no, but I would say
What?
I've not.
That's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
I would say I've not liked the whole album. But
You're a
listen
greatest
to
hits
this.
kind of guy.
Can I
With the Cribs, I
You
am.
listen
Yeah.
to
Is it-
Paola mostly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. Favorite tune being "On a Hotel Wall." What a banger! Well,
B-sides?
that's B-side. Yeah. But I really like this album as a cohesive collection. But it is quite samey.
Right.
My favorite tracks are Siren Sing Along. That's my favorite on the album, and I really like Deep Infatuation. See, I don't dislike any of the songs, but other than the two I've just mentioned and Running Into You, there's not many that I love either.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I liked it, but it's solid, but I wouldn't say it's definitely not reinventing the wagon wheel, is it?
No
We got
way.
there.
He's just done that.
We-
He's just done
I
that.
just can't believe that.
Can't believe,
Can't
it,
believe
man.
you've done this.
Yeah, go on then. I'll have a word. So mainly echoing past points.
Past points.
Oh wow.
Oh, we're getting too tired for this, aren't we?
It's actually 3:00 in the morning.
I remember also listening to Running Into You and meeting up with Liam shortly thereafter and being like, I never want to hear this song ever again. I didn't like it. Now the album's come out, I actually like it quite a bit. It would actually be one of my standout tracks.
think you might be right.
It's really grown on me. For some, I don't know. It's typical Cribs. I think that the album is just like it is concentrated Cribs.
Concentrated is good.
So not watered down.
But concentrated, like, as in, like, the juice, the
Fucking mag.
concentrated without bits, like, it's just lost so much.
Yeah,
And war added.
and yeah, and then also another standout. I've got Screaming in Suburbia. I really like the melody
Yeah, I think.
and the guitar work. I mean, all around the guitar work's good. I feel like what they've done over the past couple of album releases, and I'll know more about it because I am actually a fan of the Cribs
Yeah,
more
he's
so
actually
than
one.
the other guys.
He's actually the fourth.
I am
one.
actually a Crib.
Yanni Jarvis.
I feel
didn't
like
say that.
over the last couple of albums, they've gone to more
Jarman.
of a rough,
Sorry.
What? Are you just saying things that don't need saying?
I
Do you want to just be
said-
quiet for a moment? or
I
something?
said you're actually the fourth brother, and I said you're Yanni Jarvis, and then I realised their names are Jarman. Sorry.
So getting back onto the wagon, I didn't. Yeah, I feel like they're getting like a more raw sound now in comparison to their like other studio albums, like their earlier stuff. Well, started off rough in the early ones, and then when Johnny Marr came in and Belly of the Brazen Bull, it started to be sounding more well produced. And now they've sort of gone back to it, so like rawer vocals, which in some of these songs are make it not sound as good. I can't think of a good word to use. Like Ryan Jarman.
Jarvis, I think it is, mate. Sorry.
Jarvis, yeah.
Jarman.
I should know. He's my brother. Yeah, he's not the best singer anyway. But some of these, it's a little bit painful to listen to him try and sing. And I put felt that the weather speaks. Your name is the name of the full name of the song. Should have just been like a pure shoegaze. Oh my fucking god! Pure shoegaze tune.
Sure. Okay.
Like, Cal, you need to go back and listen to it. But yeah, the weather speaks your name. I felt like that could have just been a really just a shoegaze song if they went full shoegaze with it. I was not a fan of She's My Style at all.
No, I remember not liking that one.
And Erlen Duke. You didn't?
I said I didn't not like any of them, but that
Yeah,
was
you did. He's
that was my
backtracking,
least
ladies and gentlemen. And
no,
then
that was just my least favourite.
Make your mind up, Callum.
and then Erlen Duke was just I didn't really give a shit about it.
Yeah.
So again, like we've already said, it's concentrated cribs and watered down cribs
And saccharine.
and saccharine cribs.
Yeah.
Just it works together. Like they all work together as an album. Like tracks all work. It's not like there's a song on there that doesn't feel like it should be on there. It all works cohesively, but it's not going to change your life listening to the album. So out of 10, I want to start with Callum.
Good choice.
I'm gonna give it a 7.
Okay.
Yanni, you go next.
I was going to give it a 6.
Yeah, and I think that leads nicely into me. Sorry, does someone want to ask me what my...
No.
No, but I'm sure you'll make a big song and dance about it.
I am... No, do you know what? Usually I would, because... I say usually, although this is our first podcast. But theoretically, usually, I would... I tend to be a little bit higher than you guys in the scoring system, and so I'm quite excited to present that score. But I'm going to go one lower again, which I think is evident from the reviews we've all given, and I'll give it a 5. Which gives us a grand total of 18. If my maths right, 18, which gives us a nice mean average of 6.
Lovely.
What's
the mode?
The mode is none of them. I don't know. I don't know what you do. Wow. I don't know what you do. What do you do?
He's just touching.
I'm going to say it's probably...
You're broken. There's smoke coming out of his ears.
Yeah,
you can't work it out.
Probably 6.
Median.
The median is 6.
And for all those range guys out there.
For the range fans, the fans of a range life, we have a range of 2.
Oh.
Solid 2. So pretty
Solid
low
2.
on the scale there if you're a range guy. Apologies there. But if you're median, mean, or who knows what mode, then 6 for you. 6 for you.
Lovely stuff.
But yeah, I want to just quickly clarify, because I realised I was wrong earlier when I was talking. I listened to the first 5 Cribs albums at once. I didn't listen to the last 2 for whatever reason. I think you told me not to. Sorry?
At once.
At once, yeah. Yeah, at once.
No wonder
yeah.
nothing stuck with you. Christ.
Exactly.
And you know what? That's a lovely segue, that, to be honest with you. On to the next segment.
Which is?
Under the Needle. I've not bought any vinyl as of this week. That will be a running theme throughout, I imagine. So you know what, Cal, because you've got an absolute scorcher of a record.
Bombshell.
Please tell us what you've brought.
Which one? Number 1 or number 2?
Oh, don't be silly, Colin.
Number 1. I don't care.
Absolute scorches.
I don't care about number 2. Go on, the first one.
I'll say number 2 first because I think we
Alright.
should build up to the absolute.
But then you're just going to ruin mine then.
Yeah, well, yours
Yeah,
is
well,
shit anyway.
nothing's topping my one.
No.
I think throughout the whole time we do this podcast, nothing's topping my one.
Okay.
So the first one that I bought this week was Spirit of the Blues, which was an Everton release. I am an Everton fan. And earlier in the season when we were doing really well, a lot of Everton fans were happy and Spirit of the Blues became...
That's the first, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, exactly. we hadn't experienced it before, so we went a bit mad. And Spirit of the Blues was becoming a bit of a... I wouldn't say a worldwide meme, but John Travolta got involved. It was a weird time.
Yeah,
It was a weird time.
Especially when he's not wanted.
So there was a lot of videos being made with Spirit of the Blues being the song, people dancing to it, what have you. And they released a 7-inch record of it with all the proceeds going to Everton in the community charity.
Right, this will be a make or break. What colour is it?
It's blue, obviously.
Thank God.
Oh,
Thank God.
Yeah, of course. It's blue. It's actually
That was
really
close.
nice.
Yeah.
I'll show you both on the Zoom call.
I'm going to get mine as well soon.
It's a
Oh,
really
you
nice
can hear it. It's
colour.
like ASMR, this.
Oh, it is, isn't it? That's the colour.
To all those listeners, lovely.
For all
That's
those,
nice.
That's a lovely
it's quite
blue, that.
like it's translucent. I don't know if you can see on the camera that it's got like swirls in it.
Yeah. Lovely swirlage on that.
Yeah, it's
My friend.
It's nice. The B side is the theme from Z Cars, which is Everton's walkout song when we come on the pitch, but it's a piano version. It's very short. I remember sitting down on my bed after putting it on, and by the time I'd reached my bed, it was basically finished. But yeah, I mean, it's for charity. You can't really go wrong. Yeah, that was the first purchase of the week.
How
And
much was
the
it, did you
second
say?
How much was it?
Yeah.
I think it was like $8.99 or something.
Okay.
It's expensive, but you know,
All proceeds to
Charity.
charity.
Yeah, and there was only a certain amount pressed, and I was like, well, I may as well.
Yeah.
But the one that you're all here for
Buzzing.
is Another Chance by Roger Sanchez. Oh, 12-inch promo. 12-inch promo vinyl.
You don't need to tell me the inches, mate.
Oh, it's beautiful. It
Let
is.
me tell you the
I'll tell you.
If anyone who is listening doesn't know the name of this song, go and listen to it, and I can guarantee you will know the song when you put it on,
It's such a good song.
and you will think, "Oh my god, this is the best song ever," because it is.
Yeah, it is. I was going to
Oh,
describe
it's amazing. We us three and Lewis, another one of our friends, went to the beach
I do.
in the summer, and I feel like we must have put it on like 4 times throughout the day.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just such a good
It's a good
tune. It's just on bog standard black vinyl. It's I bought it second hand from Discogs.
I mean, it's special enough, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I've played it. There's no
Mhm.
scratches. It plays perfectly. It's the extended version, so it's like 7 minutes of goodness. Oh, it's just
Nice.
Yeah. You
my
go
favorite record I've bought in ages.
A jewel.
Yeah, that's me. That's me for this week, though. So yeah, go and listen to it if you
Beautiful.
want.
I guess that I suppose that leads to me.
Sorry, you're still here? Oh my
It does.
God.
Liam Guthrie.
Come on, Liam.
Yeah.
Tell us about you.
I was the raffle winner
collection.
to join this week to listen in. I'm going to do a show and tell here on the Zoom, so sorry to anyone listening because you're not going to see. So my first purchase, my first record this week is the 2020 album from Bombay Bicycle Club, Everything Else Has Gone Wrong. Big fan of this album. Very much enjoyed it when it came out in the beginning of the year. Sorry, Yanni, what are you laughing at?
Callum's face. It looks like.
Do you disagree, Callum?
He's had a shock and a half.
No. I
Another
love the
spider?
album, but that was just no. It was just a noise in the house, and I'm just wondering what the hell Karis is
No,
doing.
must be a cat. They shoot me up a cat. Anyway, back to the album. yeah, fantastic album. Very much enjoyed it. I dropped off from Bombay Bicycle Club a little bit, but this album very much brought me back onto their attention. It is pressed over. So there were only two pressings of this record on vinyl. The first of which being a single LP, pretty standard. The second of which was a double LP, mastered. I think at half speed, but it's at least played at 45 RPM, so it's split over two records. I'd always vowed to get the single LP version because who wants to get a double LP? Because they're just annoying. And I'll stand by that forever. I'd much rather just spin a record once and keep changing it. So I thought, well, there's no colours or anything. It's only that it's going to be a slightly better pressing or better mastering even. So I was going to get the single LP version. This double LP version popped up on Amazon for £13. To be fair,
telling us, not bad.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot. I was too excited. The single it might still be on there. Check it out. The single LP.
Was it actually bought? Was it actually bought from Amazon, or was it from like a seller on Amazon?
I'm gonna say a seller because there was two separate listings for the double LP version.
Oh,
that's me just playing a song from the album by mistake.
Copyright infringement.
Yeah, I don't know if it's still there, but the single LP version was only £18, and I think the double LP is on there for $20 anyway. It's not like it's a very expensive. But
Currently unavailable.
Really sorry about that. Too bad. I've got it though. £13. £13. So it was a steal. I thought, why not? And to be fair, listening to it, the mastering is very, very good. It sounds very, 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 very good.
Next one, Ian. What have you bought? What have you got?
Dropping everywhere. My next one is an album that maybe you'll hear me talk about one day. Who knows? But it is Tongue, spelled with T-U-N-N-G. Tongue's latest album, Tongue Presents Dead Club. From, I guess it literally came out, 3 weeks ago? 2-3 weeks ago?
Was it 2, 3? Yeah. Right.
I very much enjoyed it. I've listened to it a few times, very much enjoy it. They released a podcast at the same time and a zine with like lyrics and stuff, and actually an interview with a member of the band I mentioned earlier, Tanara Wen. But yeah, it's coming on a very nice magenta coloured vinyl. I hope I'm not making too much noise here. Which I hope that viewers...
That is nice.
It's a lovely shade of grey.
It's somewhat clear. Oh, Yanni's colourblind, by the way. Just for that on that. And he's Greek. But it's so really crashing around. It's just him smashing plates. But yeah, it's a beautiful magenta coloured vinyl, clear vinyl, and I think the album's fantastic. It's a album fully about death and being dead and stuff like that. But surprisingly upbeat, I guess. I also got the zine with it as well. I haven't had a chance to read it, but I kind of came with it. So that was pretty cool. My next one is Car Seat Headrest's 2020 album, Making the Door Less Open. Again, it's an album I really, really like. Interestingly, when it arrived, I was listening to the song Martin from this album just on shuffle on a playlist, and the doorbell went, and it was this delivery, which is pretty cool. But I really like that song, Martin. And yeah, good album. Standard vinyl. Double LP, possibly.
Oh, so he hates it.
No, single LP. The Tongue one's double as well, but whatever. And then last, but not least, is the album Alien Lanes by Guided by Voices. I actually got this for free because of a mess up with my order. I got to send it free, so that was pretty cool. This song has about 5 million songs on it. This album, sorry. I don't know if you guys can see.
Oh God!
What the fuck?
I'd never heard of this band before, so it was just a nice surprise, I guess. I listened to it. I quite enjoyed it. I guess for fans of Pavement, similar to that. Also, Minutemen, I think, is the band that do really short songs. They do actually the Top Gear theme tune, I think, about them. And also Dinosaur Jr. fans. Maybe there's some stuff in there for them. Good band. I think the 90s band, that alternative. But yeah, pretty good record. It was a nice surprise, and it is on a beautiful record vinyl.
Nice.
It's kind of alien colour, green with red swirl. I
Bit
guess
lighter
you'd
that
say.
grey, isn't it?
Yanni says it's grey. So if you're colourblind, then it's grey. I guess. I don't know how it works. But yeah, it was a nice surprise. It was a nice pressing. I say it's a nice pressing. All the songs sound like demos on it. I think they're all recorded very simply. I guess is the right word. But yeah, it's a good album. And that's me. It's me for records this week.
Well, that is the segment done for Under the Needle. To be honest, and I'm really sorry to have to do this to you guys listening, but we are approaching the end or the climax.
Climax.
Liam approaches climax rapidly. That's where he got confused.
Sorry, yeah.
Do we want to tell them? We want to tease them with the next week's album spotlight, everyone?
Yeah, I think we better. I'd do.
Go on then.
Next week's album will be "Plastic Hearts" by Miley Cyrus. So
Very exciting.
if you're planning on joining us next week, have a listen to the album. See what you think.
Absolutely.
Let us know what you think. We'll see if we feel the same.
Check out our social medias: Instagram, Facebook at Falls on the Hill Podcast, and Twitter at Falls on the Hill Pod. Keep an eye out for our post in the week of next week's albums. But
Yeah,
before
make sure
then,
you-
try and get your suggestions in, and we'll probably ignore them. But,
Yeah, make sure you
maybe we'll
are
listen.
subscribed on your favourite podcast provider. Share with anyone who you think would like it. Share with anyone who you think would enjoy us bullying Liam, because
Yeah.
I know that I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoy it.
Yeah, great. And on that note, goodbye.
See you next week.
Ciao.